My first client I ever had gave me money for free though. Once we got into his place, this guy just took out a very big knife and I
Sure.
was held hostage in his place. If I had it in me and I was alone, if I had the courage, maybe I was gonna kill him. And before I opened my eyes, I was about in between mountains, and this guy took out a big spanner, a big knife, and he just wanted to kill me there, right there and then. Yeah,
You
the
get
moment I'm with
nightmares.
anybody that tries to hold me tight or just grabs me, I get into shock. Like I
Sure.
literally get into shock. Like it goes back to what happened to me. It's like
Sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
think something bad's gonna happen to me. I lost my kids in a very tragic way
Yeah.
that I could never see them ever again.
Evening, guys. Evening, guys. Welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Paradise. Today we got a lovely, beautiful guest, a lovely lady. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Hey, 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 hey. I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm very great. Good having you on the show.
Thank you very much for welcoming me.
Thank you for taking your time to come talk to us and to give us your story and to share with us.
I'm happy
You
to
know,
do that, no stress about it.
great, great. So, can we start with what's your name? Or to protect your identity, what is your alias that you
Okay,
want
I'm
to give us?
Ashley,
Okay,
and I'm 28 years old,
okay,
born and bred in Cape Town.
yes. Okay, so Ashley was 28 and born in Cape Town. That's great. So, Ashley, this I want to talk a bit about you growing up. No?
Me growing up.
Yeah, I just want to touch a little bit
Okay.
onto how you grew up.
Okay,
So,
well,
how did you grow up?
I grew up like half of my, let's say, a de- what high school,
Yeah.
finishing my matric, I grew up in Joburg, and then
Okay.
afterwards I moved to Cape Town,
Yeah.
and I spent a couple of years there after I had my two kids,
Yeah.
and then I moved back to Joburg after me and my ex had some issues. So yeah, I actually grew up outside Joburg and in Cape Town.
Okay. 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 And then you growing up, like, how was your childhood? How was like
Oh wow,
your
I had a
experience?
very
How did you grow
scary
up?
childhood, eh?
Yeah.
I never had a chance to experience what it was to be a child though.
Yeah.
I was always brought up in a way that was very strict.
Yeah. Your parents were strict.
Yes,
Yeah.
I grew up in a very strict family. My
Yeah.
mom was very strict.
Yeah.
I never knew my dad. My dad passed away when I was still a baby,
Yeah. So
so I
sorry about
never
that.
knew him.
Yeah.
I was adopted when I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
So I do have a real mother, and I got an adopted mother also.
Okay.
So I do have two
You
mothers.
have two mothers.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
So yeah, me growing up, let me say half of my life it was scary. The other one was full of fear, and then the other one was full of happiness. The
Yeah.
last one at the end, still trying to figure out what's going on there, but let me say it's got different chapters in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So me growing up, I grew up not focusing on school. I was always a child looking for something, some way of escape, someone to make me smile, someone to make me laugh,
Yeah.
but it was never there. I was expecting something so beautiful and let me say colorful, but life didn't give me that beautiful and colorful the way I wanted it. The sweetest way I wanted it,
Yeah.
I could never get it.
Yeah.
It always had to end up in tears.
Yeah.
So yeah, growing up, let me say in my personal perspective, I would say that maybe it was a lesson, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair for a girl child to go through so much pain growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so my mom was married again to my
Yes.
stepfather, and yeah, that guy was a scary guy. He's actually the one that made me to have nightmares until today. So, part of life at the moment, let me say, I'm not saying I'm gonna try and figure out. Let me say I am getting there.
Yeah.
one way or the other. I'm getting there,
So
overcoming
sorry
some
to
things.
disturb you. I just wanna. So you say that you lost your father at a very young age,
Yes,
and then you grew up with your mom, and your mom ended up getting married to
yes,
another man, which was your
yes,
stepfather.
yes,
And you say he was a very scary man. Would
yes.
you like to touch, as in
He was a drug
scary?
addict.
Oh, okay,
He was
okay.
an abusive stepfather.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was he was scary in a way that like even a girl child would never want to be around him. He was very, let me say, abusive and very molesting. Like he molested me since I was a very young girl.
sure.
And
Do you,
yeah,
you remember?
yeah, I do. That's something that no one can ever forget, eh?
Yeah,
No, not the
sure.
way I went through it. The way I went through it was very bad because the time when I tried to speak out about it, my mom said I'm lying.
Yeah,
She was like, I'm trying to break up a marriage, but I was still a small child back
yeah,
then. So I was confused. I was like, how can someone so young, at the age of 9 years old, 10 years old, like start speaking about things like that if they don't know about it? Like, and she knew about it.
yeah.
I actually found out at the end that she knew about
She
it, but
actually knew
she,
what he was doing to you.
yeah, but
Yeah. She was afraid, I'm thinking, of him as well.
the fact that she kept it by herself, allowing him to hurt her only daughter,
Yeah,
I don't think that's normal, eh? She was
sure.
supposed to protect me as my mother. She gave birth to me. She
Yeah,
carried me for 9 months, so she was supposed to be there for me and save me, knowing that this guy is a monster,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But yeah,
So, sure. So you say for the age of 9, he started molesting you. Do you know how long that
like
went
it
on for?
happened for like a period of 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did it stop? And how did it stop?
I was okay after like I started speaking out.
Yeah.
My family acted out. They like literally beated him and then they opened a case against him. He was arrested, but then he got out again.
Mm.
He was on parole, but then the case never went further. I don't know. Like my mom talked so many things into my head, making me to like withdraw the case and not wanting me to open the case. Like it was a whole family drama.
Yeah.
So eventually, yeah, I would draw the case and I just let everything go because of it was a law. It disturbed my school at the time.
Mm,
I was
mm.
not free. I was always scared. I was not safe. So I was removed out of my mom's care.
Yeah.
And I was sent away to a place of safety
Yeah.
in Edenvale called Norman House. It's a place where boys and girls get sent to if you are molested, raped,
Okay.
like abused. So
Okay.
I was one of those cases. So I was sent away for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, eventually after all the counseling we went through, my social worker and we as we went to court and stuff, like they found out that the issue is not with me.
Yeah.
Because what they do is like each and every time when they do counseling session, my mother and my stepfather are supposed to be there. So they never appeared
Yeah.
whenever we did the counseling.
Yeah.
So after going through my own counseling, they found out that the issue is not with me. I don't have any problem. It's most obviously with them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
case was dropped down, and then eventually I was readopted by my mom's sister.
Oh wow.
She's my
So
adopted mother, and she took me in as her
yeah.
daughter because there was no one else to take care of me,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
I refused to
Definitely.
go back,
Yeah.
not at all. I
Sure.
could never put myself back there again.
So I just want to just touch quickly on that whole molesting topic because like we hear about these stories now and they are real things that are happening to young girls in the community where they're
Yeah,
getting touched and molested by their
by
uncles or their older cousins or their stepfathers and like we never like it's rare to hear actually how a young girl feels at that time. We only hear these stories when they are now became a grown woman.
yeah.
So I just want you, if you can kind of reverse back to that young girl, how how did you feel
You
when this is happening, when this man is doing all
you
these
know what,
things
ne?
to you?
There was no single time where there was anything that was good or safe in that way. Let me say
Yeah,
it was scary. It was a scary and dark moment, full of fear.
yeah,
No one is there. You being held down, pressed down. It's not something that anyone can. Me, I can relive the thing, but it's not a nice feeling at all.
mm,
Sometimes I still do get nightmares of it.
yeah. So we can say one, you get nightmares. You get scared basically.
Yeah,
You
the
get
moment I'm with
nightmares.
anybody that tries to hold me tight or just grabs me, I get into shock. Like I
Sure,
literally get into shock. Like it goes back to what happened to me. It's like
sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
think something bad's gonna happen to me.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's not a nice feeling at all.
yeah, yeah,
It's dark, it's cold, like there's nothing good about it to say.
yeah. Sure. So that's a very scary thing. I can imagine being a young girl and you afraid when anyone just touches you, you just like in shock, and like that's a very scared thing. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And but then so um, how has that affected you as an older woman? Because it happened when you were young and you went
Let
through
me
the years, but today
it
as
affected me a lot, eh?
a
Like
20-year-old, 28-year-old, like how has it affected you?
it affected me in a way that I'm so scared to even continue with my life at the moment. Like going forward, getting to know another man, getting
Yeah,
into a relationship, getting to have a friend just that's a guy. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it blocks a lot of things from me. Let me say I've got trust issues with that
Trust.
what happened to me.
And that's in your relationship, right?
Everything.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, I can talk to someone, yes.
Yes.
I've got my levels of, let me say, I've got my boundaries.
Yeah.
And if I don't feel comfortable, I won't allow anybody to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. I'm struggling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm struggling to make friends. I'm struggling to be in a crowd. I'm struggling to go out in a crowd and be with people. That's just normal
Yeah. Yeah.
because of I'm scared that something is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's changed you
It
till
changed
today.
completely.
Yeah.
Like it makes you to be an unhappy person because I wish to always go out there. I always had this thing of always being out there,
Yeah.
communicating with people and talking to people in a normal life,
Yeah. Yeah.
in a normal way, like not to be scared of anything. But it affected me in a way that I can't have a conversation 2 hours long with someone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't. I just can't. I shut down.
Yeah.
There's some certain time where I just feel very annoyed and I feel irritated and I just become scared.
Yeah.
And then I would just want to go away from there. So
Sure.
that's how much it affected me.
Yeah. Okay. So um it's done a lot for you. I wanna pause by there and I wanna now fast forward. Do you mind telling us about your work, your hustle, how you hustle now, what you're doing to help yourself out in life? Because we all go through certain situations.
Yes, I
Yeah.
understand. I'm actually self-employed.
Okay.
I work for myself.
Yeah.
I don't have any support communication from family members or anyone.
Yeah.
And the way I ended up like this, a couple of years ago, I lost my kids in a very tragic way
Yeah.
that um, I could never see them ever again.
Yeah.
And I was stuck on the street without food for a week, no place to sleep, walking around on the streets of Joburg. And I just, I saw all these girls around me, like, I saw what they were doing, and like, me begging on the street was something that was against me because people were very rude. They would shunt you down. Some of them will even slap you if you come and beg.
Yeah.
Like they'll insult you, they'll swear at you, they'll treat you so bad. And I could never do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually like just had to make up my mind to say that, girl, if you're not gonna wake up and do something about you starving right now, then what?
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
might as well die. And I went out to the street on my own. My first client I ever had gave me money for free though.
Yeah.
He gave me 200 rand for free and he said he doesn't want to do anything with me because I look like I'm underage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Was it a
gradually,
older man?
of course, yes, it's only older men that does that.
Sorry, I just want to maybe not. Was it a white, black guy? If you
So
remember.
like okay, like most of the guys that stop me is preferably white old men, like
Yeah.
a white elderly, not very old, but yeah, white grown like men.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So he was a white
yeah.
elderly man. Yeah. So he didn't want to do anything with you actually.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He was actually very polite. He bought food for me by McDonald's. I can't forget that day even self. He took me to
Wow.
McDonald's and he bought me a meal and then he gave me 200 rand and then he dropped me off. He just told me that don't worry, don't feel bad because I don't want to do anything to you or do
Mm.
anything with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you look like you're underage.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that you are, but I just don't feel comfortable with doing anything with you.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
said, okay, thank you very much. And then he left. He dropped me off and then he left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that man ever again? Did he come
A
by
couple
another
of
time?
times, yes. And he was still very polite. He always used to always give me money and he was always asking me, so are you still around? You look better than yesterday or you look better than before. Like, I see that you're
Mm.
starting to clean yourself up. And
Yeah.
not knowing that at the time, I actually got hooked on drugs
Yeah.
by my ex-boyfriend. So yeah, things
So
were things were hectic at the time,
yeah.
but I tried not to. I always tried to run away, but wherever I always got myself out, wherever I ended up, he was always there. He always
Yeah.
caught me. He always knew where I was. I don't know how the hell he did that, but he always found me.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Sure. So that was your first experience, and then do you mind talking about your actual first experience where someone actually done something to you for
yo,
obviously the contract that
shit.
was
My first experience was. Oh my God, no, that was not a very good experience either. My first experience, I was actually raped
sure,
from a black guy,
sure,
a black Zulu guy from Brakpan.
yeah,
And he lured me because I didn't know the do's and don'ts on how to do what
on
we
how
are doing
to,
on the street.
yeah,
If you are a lady,
yeah,
nobody told me do this, do that, don't follow this, don't do that. I was very stupid. I was dumb. I didn't know nothing.
yeah,
So he lured me to his place that was like 2 streets away from where I was staying. And once I got, and mind you, this place was right opposite the police station.
sure,
Once we got into his place, this guy just took out a very big knife and I
sure,
was held hostage in his place.
yeah,
And he forced himself on me. Luckily, I fight back. I did fight back for him not to sleep with me without a condom. Because
yes,
I was, the
nice,
way
nice,
he was so
and he
aggressive, he
probably was
did
gonna
it.
do that,
He was so aggressive, and
sure,
the fact that knife, the way the knife looked like, I was so scared.
yeah,
I couldn't see myself going out there alive. I swear, because when I tried to open the window, we were fighting, trying to get out. I could open the window, burglars were at the window. The things is like locked up and everything there was no way of escape there.
yeah,
Even me screaming, nobody could hear me even screaming from
yeah,
inside.
yeah,
People were just passing, like it's music playing in a room or something.
yeah,
But yeah, as soon as he got tired of fighting with me and he couldn't continue anymore, he gave me one small phone and told me that's my payment. He opened the door and he kicked me out like shit after beating the shit out of me.
sure,
What I did when that door opened, I just ran.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ran as quick as I can, and he threatened me. He
Yeah.
said that if I dare go to the police, I'll die. And I was scared to go to the police.
Yeah.
But eventually, my brothers came to Joburg, and I told my brothers, and I don't know how it happened, but my brothers knew the guy.
Yeah.
So they dealt with him. They didn't kill him though, but they
But
taught him a
they
lesson, and
taught
they
him.
did take him
Yeah.
to the police station, and he did get arrested.
Yeah. Yeah.
But apparently he's out. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
I
my
hope.
first bad experience I had.
I hope that your brothers did give him a bit of a punishment. You
Yeah, they
know.
did. Eh?
Yeah.
He was begging for his life.
Because I know
The
I.
only thing I begged them to do is not to kill him because of
Yeah.
that was going to be something else. I don't want to witness. I didn't witness it. I just like know that they beat the shit out of him. When I saw him, my brothers called me and they showed me. They said that, can you see what you do to girls that you take advantage of?
Yeah.
And what he did, he brought back some memories that I did bury for some time.
Yeah.
Getting molested, getting raped, getting forced onto
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
was not something nice. What he did, he brought up some things that made me to,
When you were a child.
yeah, like he made me to bring out that monster thing in me that I actually said I don't ever want to see again.
Yeah.
If I had it in me and I was alone, if I had the courage, maybe I was gonna kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what he did to me, the way he did it, it was so painful and it was bad. I was not okay for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Let's say 8 months, I was not okay. Just
Yeah.
because of that one incident that happened.
Sure. Yeah. No. But shout out to you and for being so strong to actually tell your brothers.
I
You know.
had to.
Yeah.
The pain I felt was just too bad. I just couldn't keep quiet.
Yeah.
I just felt like this guy, because he was walking around like he didn't do anything to anyone. He still paused. He was still coming inside our place, like looking for other girls to do the same thing. And I just felt like what he did enough to me. And I don't want to let another person go through it again. Let him, like, he has to pay for what he done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in a way of dying though, but what he did was not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Definitely.
don't just go around taking innocent girls. Okay, I know what I did wasn't innocent to follow him, and what I'm doing is
But it's
not
still
good. But
not
still, it's not right
consensual.
for him to
Yeah.
do what he did.
Yeah.
That's taking advantage.
Yeah. Sure. So after that, I mean, now your first experience, your first person who came to you was a kind, good man, you know, who protected you, you know.
Yeah.
And then your second person right after that was an evil, bad man who raped you. And I can imagine that you had to go back to the business.
Of course, yes, but it took me some time though.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, but because of my situation and where I was, I tried to be strong.
Yeah.
Like I went out looking for work, but it was so difficult because of my mind was something that was constantly thinking of what is going on.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking every single time about what happened to me, how it happened.
Yeah.
What did I do? I used to question myself, what did I do wrong? Am I doing something that no one wants? Like, what am I doing? Like, why is God punishing me?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
eventually, yeah, I prayed and then I met a few girls on the street that gave me some tips how to do this. Like if you see somebody doing this, don't jump the car. If you see somebody reaching for something without you seeing it, just open the door and jump or scream. Or, I started getting to know what the do's and
What to
don'ts
do with those?
is on the
Yeah.
road. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually when that happened and then I just made myself strong. I said, just can you be strong? Don't be scared. I used to always tell myself, I'll be okay. I always pray in my heart and say, God, please protect me wherever I'm going and make sure that I come back safe because I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what made me strong and made me to overcome a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things on the street. I met up with some very, let me say, wicked guys.
Yeah.
I escaped death a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I did it, but yeah, I got away and I'm out and I'm still alive and I'm still strong.
Yeah, yeah.
All thanks to God, I can say that.
Sure. So I hear you talking about like wicked guys. Do you have another story maybe that
Yeah, there is a lot of
was?
them.
Do you have one that comes
You
to
get
mind?
some psychopathical guys out there. Maybe
Yeah.
some of them got robbed by a girl on the street and then they just end up having some hatred. They go around picking up girls, driving them very far out of a location, and not far like from here to Benoni or what. I'm talking about from Kempton Park to Irene in Pretoria.
Sure.
It
Like
happened to
more
me
than 50
once where one guy,
kilometers,
yeah,
40
one
kilometers.
white
Yeah.
guy picked me up and then looking all so fresh, like he was looking all polite and showed me his big wallet and he's driving a big car, having a big, he was just so proper.
Yeah.
And he told me, and that time I didn't know where Irene was.
Yeah.
So the way he explained it to me is he was like 15 minutes drive from here, and then we're gonna be there. But this guy was driving and driving. Before I opened my eyes, I was about in between mountains, and this guy took out a big spanner, a big knife, and he just wanted to kill me there, right there and then. He pushed me out of the
Sure.
car. Thank God I actually jumped out of the car. But before I
Sure.
could jump out, my one leg was stuck though. And then he started because I screamed.
Yeah.
I saw what he took out, what he wanted to do. And then I was like just feeling so weird. The moment I saw him reaching for something at the back of his boat, I just got scared. And then I screamed. And no, there was nobody. That was one long, dark road with mountains left and right. Nobody stops on that road. Everybody just drives fast. The thing that made me to get a little bit sketchy about him was the fact that he kept on refusing.
He kept on refusing
He kept on refusing to pay. Yeah.
to pay.
Yes.
Mm.
And every time I asked him, where are we going to stop? And then I'm seeing there's no houses. We're not entering an apartment. We're not entering anywhere. This guy just drives to more darker spots. And yeah, before I knew it, I was pushed out in a very far place. I had to hike back. Luckily, I got a lift from a white guy, one young, lookish white guy, and he gave me a lift back from that place. I ran to Kempton Park,
Sure.
safe and sound.
Wow. Sure. So, yeah, that's kind of scary. I can imagine. Can you say that this happens a lot in like the work that you're doing with the
Yes,
girls?
it does.
Like, do the other girls say the same thing and
Yeah,
the stories that they share?
it takes some courage for someone to talk about it.
Yeah.
Let me say, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Some of them speak out of anger. Some of them speak out of when they're drunk. Some of them speak out of annoyance or something happened or somebody saw something happening and then they just start speaking out and then everything comes out. So we do get, personally speaking for myself, I have a lot of girls that spoke a lot of things and that familiarizes with my story as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, these things do happen. It's out there and it's alive, guys. There's no lie about it. It's not just stories. It really does happen.
Mm, mm.
There is some bad things going on out there.
Yeah.
So it's not lies
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. Sure. That's very scary. That's very scary. So I wanna change the topic a bit now. So I know that with the work you're doing, obviously it's work, and you need to sustain yourself and get an income. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But you also a human being. You a
Yeah.
woman, young woman, beautiful woman, and you also want love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so, how do you navigate between your work and finding love? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let me tell you that, ne?
Yeah.
I can't navigate that at all. I shut down. Once I start working, I put my heart at my back and I just forget about that thing called love, because some of these guys, they come with you with sweet talk, they can give you everything that you want, but then you can still end up getting hurt, and you can still end up dying,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you can still end up getting sacrificed for some kind of thing that you didn't know about.
yeah,
So no, I shut down.
yeah,
Yes, we do love on a certain level, we do care, we do smile and wave, but from my own personal perspective, no, I have to stop doing this kind of work if I have to look for love, eh?
yeah,
Because you won't find love in this kind of industry that I'm
yeah.
doing. Not at all.
So does it happen that you have a client and he ends up, because guys is also, we also human as well, you know?
Yeah,
And when we meet someone who's we just kind of click with, this thing, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's, we can't explain it. The connection can just
yeah, it
happen.
happened a lot of times with me, ne?
Mm.
Where I just feel like, yo, this is my guy. Like, I want to settle down with somebody like this.
Yeah,
But like I said, that fear
yeah,
in me is so big that I end up running away from it. Yes, there's a lot of them that want to take me out of the work that I'm doing and that wants to love me, but I'm too scared. I'm so scared that I, I just don't trust.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I have to deal with that trust issue that I got and that scared and that fear feeling that I got before I can go on there, because I
yeah.
have to start with myself first.
Yes. Okay, so you're saying basically with your clients you put your heart on your back and you just do the job, what needs to
Yes.
be done, and you don't look for love, no matter if they can talk to you, pursue you, you stay away
No, it's
from it.
gonna take some time. It's gonna take a lot of long time for me to end up really going there, trusting that person. It's not
And
just something about material and money and all that. Yes, a lot of people
yeah,
are looking for a way to escape in a way of getting everything that they ever wanted. But for my own self, no, I don't look at that.
yeah. So um so is there other guys who are not clients? Because you meet a guy in the mall, you
No,
meet a guy
dude,
at the
I don't
shop,
go to the mall.
you meet a guy, I don't know, at the
No,
club, at a
I don't go.
party.
I don't go clubbing. I don't go to the mall. If I go out, I do my thing and I get back. And I don't just talk to any random guy that just comes to me and just want to talk. I'll greet and talk and hello, bye, whatever. I don't exchange number. Even if I do have a number, I won't even exchange my numbers, because there is some creepy guys out there, eh? Some stalker type of guys.
Yeah,
So no, I don't do that.
sure. So you basically saying the guys that are like just on this, like in the mall and at parties, are more creepier than the
You
clients
got
that will
no
come to you.
idea. Yes, there is.
Yeah,
There is.
sure. Okay. Let's go into another interesting one. So with your work, obviously it's a bit tricky, right? Because different type of people like different type of things,
Yes.
right? So I just want to, maybe with one of your experiences, like there might be a guy who likes, getting it a certain way, you know, a guy who's into, I don't know, sucking toes. You know what I'm
Dude, I've
saying?
met a lot of guys,
Yeah,
but
can you tell us about?
let me tell you that if I'm not comfortable with what the person wants, I say no,
Mm.
irrespective of what is gonna pay me. If I don't do it, I don't do it. I let you go.
But what have been
The
some of the
worst one,
requests that you've gotten? Like, I want you to do
a gay
this.
experience, like having an orgy with 7 other men, like me alone. Who would do that? No.
What?
Yes, if
And
there's
wait, are
some
these gay guys or these straight guys? And they just wanna do it with you, or
all type of guys. You'll never find a guy that is just straight alone in what the person is requesting. Some of them are gay as well.
yeah,
They do
sure,
women and men.
sure,
So yeah.
sure. So you've had a gay experience, and orgy requests. What else?
Yes,
What else have
I've,
you?
I've, I've done as far as a threesome and a foursome,
Yeah, yeah.
but nothing, yeah. And in that foursome, there was a gay experience there. And I was like, shit, what the hell? But I guess people like that exist out there, though.
Yeah. And what? So in this gay experience, they obviously doing it with the guys. They don't touch
Yeah.
you. They don't.
No, they do whatever they want to do with you as well.
Yeah. But I mean,
But
they're
yeah,
gay, right? So
no, they do men and women.
okay, okay. So like a bisexual type.
Yes.
Yeah. And what other experience have you
No,
requests
that's
that
about
you've gotten?
it.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, because that sounds to me
No.
like it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
still
like
okay.
it's not like a guy asking you, um, like I want you to watch me do it with
No,
another
like
girl.
what was the worst? Let me say what was the craziest experience I had when I was in Cape Town 2 months ago. Was a guy asking me to get someone else. He just wants to watch me and someone else, and not in. He wanted to do it in a public space, like in a public parking, in a public road where cars are driving and stuff. So, yeah,
What?
yeah, that was the
Sure.
weirdest thing that I ever had to do.
That, that is weird because hey man, like
I mean, people
yeah,
are watching all the time.
people are very yeah man, people are very different. You know, there's different experiences.
Yeah.
You know that people want. So yeah. All right, and um, moving on. I'd just like to um, like, do you see yourself? How long do you see yourself doing this work for? Is there a
No,
plan that
not
you
very long,
have?
eh?
You know,
I let me say I don't
or
have a
like
plan set up right now, but
yeah,
I don't see myself doing this in the next 2 years.
yeah,
Not at all.
yeah,
I do see myself being somewhere different a little bit in some way, but not being on the street,
yeah.
standing on the street. Yes, I'm beautiful, I'm attractive. People come to me like all the time, like they are excited when they see me actually.
You're
But
very
to
beautiful.
me,
Yeah,
sometimes some of these guys are just so mean and so rude and so disgusting.
yeah,
They've got no sense of speaking well, even to a lady.
yeah, yeah,
Irrespective of what they're doing, they are so rude. They don't
yeah,
have a manner of approaching a woman.
yeah, yeah,
So it's not nice.
yeah,
I wouldn't want to be here 2 years from now. Oh hell no.
yeah,
Because things are tough also. Being on the street, hustling for yourself, yes, there's money, but money is not there all the time.
yeah. Sometimes it's
Sometimes we give our time away for nothing.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
yeah. And then are you hoping to find love also?
Hoping
Yeah,
it's in my mind.
yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking maybe I do have it, but I'm still a little bit confused, trying to figure out whether my eyes is not blinding me.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I do have a partner. I do have a boyfriend at the moment, but it's complicated, eh?
But what's complicated about it?
He's got a lot of issues.
Yeah,
But yeah, I love him and I won't stop at the moment unless he does something very stupidly that's gonna make me to regret ever meeting him.
yeah.
And then I'll just disown him, like delete him out of my life, and I would never want to speak to him again.
And
But yeah,
and does
things
he
are
know
looking
about
good.
your hustle?
Yes, we met in the hustle though.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. And yeah, does he accept? Because you know, us guys are jealous. You know,
He
we
does, but
jealous.
he's got this. Yeah, he got a big jealous issue. Like he can sometimes if he doesn't see me around for too long, then
Yeah,
it does. He just pitch up, and then when I'm not there, and when I do come, and then you ask a lot of questions. Where was I? Like all these. kind of things that makes you to feel like, man, but why are you asking me? But you know that I'm working.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, but you've been gone for so long. And you'll be making it sounding like it was for hours, but it was not even for hours though.
Yeah.
But just the fact that he didn't see me, that's already more than enough for him to realize that, I don't see my baby around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So he kind of panics,
Yeah,
gets
he does.
jealous.
He does.
Yeah. But
I'm his go-to person. Whenever he needs anything, he's always coming to me. So there's no way in hell that he won't look for me.
so I also want to ask on the other side, because I know guys are jealous, but also women are very jealous.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So I want to know, because I mean, you do your job, you hustle on your side, and
Yeah. Do I get jealous
do
if
you
I
get
see?
jealous if like he's with
I
other
do.
girls and
I do.
yeah,
But then on the other end, I just put it in my mind to say that, but he's with me. Even even if he talks to someone else, I get so angry, but I try to control my anger because sometimes I can explode
yeah,
and I can just say some things that he doesn't like, and then we end up fighting for somebody else that he was talking to, but we are still together. So
yeah.
yeah, it's weird. Eh?
Wow, but that's very nice. You finding love within your work, someone to accept you for who you are.
Yeah.
That's a very
It
nice thing
is,
as well.
it is, it is. And you know, it's comfortable to be with someone like that because you know what? These guys that don't accept you for what you are doing, they don't always love you back.
Yeah,
They show you some percentage of love, but at the end, it ends up being a whole abusive kind of thing. You know, they end up like talking a whole lot of bad things and just making you to feel like your self-worth. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, no, just because of time right now, we're gonna let you go. Maybe we might have a part two. Would you like to come back?
Of course,
Would love
yes.
to have you back.
No stress.
Yeah. So, but it was nice hearing your story, Ashley.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, we wish you the best. And we're
Thank you,
gonna try
mother.
get you back on the show.
No problem, anytime.
All
And
right.
I'll be happy to share my story with you guys again.
All right.
Another part two.
Definitely, definitely.